Hey, what is up, guys? It is me, FPS Spartan Live, aka Apex Virus 83, coming back to you guys another YouTube video. And today we're gonna be talking about the fat shaming video by Nicole Arbour. I'm not sure how you exactly say that. I'm just gonna tell you guys a few things before we start. Whether my opinion matters to you or not, hopefully it does. I don't know. I just want to get my own opinion out there. But I am not for her, and I'm not against her. I'm doing this completely unbiased. But that's all I had to say before this.
Got my Kesha hair today. You don't know if this is hairspray or semen. Dear fat people. Some people are already really mad at this video. What are you gonna do, fat people? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna chase me? Really? You're gonna chase me? It's gonna be like fucking Frankenstein. I can get away from you by walking at a reasonable pace. Frankenstein? Not so fast. Zombies have apparently gotten faster. I watched like 3 episodes of The Walking Dead, and not being slow myself in the brain, realized that every single episode is exactly the same. Oh no, they need something, but it's all the way over there, where the zombies are. Fat shaming is not a thing. Fat people made that up. That's the race card with no race. Yeah, but I couldn't fit into a store. That's discrimination. No. That means you're too fat and you should stop eating. Everybody just needs to make more sense. There's a race card, there's a disability card, there's even a gay card, because gay people are discriminated against. Wrongfully so. The gay card's covered in glitter. It's fucking magical. Are you gonna tell the doctor that they're being mean and fat shaming you when they say you have fucking heart disease? I'm not talking about people who have a little bit of cushion for the pushing. And if there's people watching this with a specific health condition, this is not aimed at you. I'm talking about the 35% of North Americans who are obese. That means you are so fat, you are affecting your own health. Big boned isn't a thing. How stupid do I look? Don't answer that. There are no fucking skeletons that look like the Michelin Man. Fat shaming. Who came up with that? That's fucking brilliant. Yes, shame people who have bad habits until they fucking stop. Fat shaming. If we offend you so much that you lose weight, I'm okay with that. You are killing yourself. Yeah. I'll sleep at night. Maybe I'm a little jealous that you get to eat whatever you want. Obesity is a disease? Yeah, so is being a shopaholic. But I don't get a fucking parking pass. It would make a lot of sense if I did. I'm the one with all the bags. Fat people parking spots should be at the back of the mall parking lot. Walk to the doors and burn some calories. Why are we helping them? Wanna die quicker? Come this way. It's assisted suicide. Isn't it ironic that it's taking a blonde girl to explain shit? It's irony, right? I don't feel bad for you because you are taking your body for granted. If it were like a pack of Smarties, and you're like, you know what? Fuck this Smartie. You Smartie? Fuck you. I'm gonna fucking mash you up. I'm gonna make you not good. I'm gonna throw you on the ground. That's okay because you got a bunch of other Smarties. You got one body. One. It has to take you all the way to the end. You get that? Good. Fuck you, Smartie. Oh my god, the hashtags. Body positive. If you want to be positive to your body, work out and eat well. That's being positive to your body. You really think if enough of you hashtag something bad for you, it makes it okay? Hashtag meth love. Hashtag team smokers. Everybody use the hashtag. It'll unplug our arteries. They forgot to tell you that plus size stands for plus heart disease, plus knee problems, plus diabetes, plus your family and friends crying that they lost you too soon because you needed to have a Coke plus fries. Yeah. Plus size, plus size. I was at the airport not too long ago, and I had to wait in one of those lines that's like, as I get to the front of the line, a family comes to the front and gets to bud me. Fattest, most obese, I'm talking TLC special fat. You're a meth shamer. They got to go to the front of the line because they were complaining that their knees hurt too much to stand in it. Oh, I just came an hour early like I was supposed to. But you overeat, let me help you. And they complain, and they smell like sausages, and I don't even think they ate sausages. That's just their aroma. They were so fat that they're that standing sweat fat. Crisco was coming out of their pores like a fucking Play-Doh fun factory. So I waited an extra 10, 15, 20 minutes. Now I'm not gonna have time to get Starbucks. I'm a white girl. This is an issue. And I totally got felt up by security because I'm always selecting brown people. It's me and you on that. I'm a blonde who can speak in full sentences and has no interest in a sugar daddy. I am a minority. You already searched my ass, sir. Oh. So now I'm running to my plane. Just as I stop to wipe my sweat, who do I see in a fucking golf cart? Fat family! So what? You got to bud me and riding a golf cart and I'm sweating like a pig. But if I play an ugly girl in a movie, I get a fucking Oscar. Yeah. There's a formula to it, guys. Now I get on the plane, I find my lovely seat. I'm sitting in the aisle, and then a stewardess walks up to me. Hi, ma'am, I hate to ask, but we've got a disabled passenger. Would you mind switching seats? And of course, because I'm not an asshole, I'm like, oh my god, of course, yes. Oh look, it's Fat Family, and Jabba the Son sits right beside me. I just lost my shit. His fat was on my lap. It was actually on my lap. I took the handle, I squished it down, and I said, my seat, your seat. I actually took his fat, and I pushed it into his seat, and I held it. He was fine. He was just fat. Watching a movie. No. Make better choices. Yes, genetics plays a part in things to a degree, of course. Big sassy black women in church dresses are my favorite thing in the world. But I'm really fucking selfish, and I want to keep you around. I have no idea the correlation between high notes and calorie intake, but I'm not gonna question it. And I'm not saying all this to be an asshole. I'm saying this because your friends should be saying it to you. Think of me as one of your ride or dies. If you're dating a douchebag and you come to me all like, my boyfriend's being a douchebag, that's because you're dating a douchebag. But what do? Get rid of the douche. True fact, they used to use vinegar as douches. My lady bitch just reacted like a turtle's head being touched. The truth is, I will actually love you no matter what, but I really hope this bomb of truth exploding into your face will act as shrapnel that seeps into your soul, makes you want to be healthier so that we can enjoy you as human beings longer on this planet. Fuck you, Smarty. Hashtag Team Smoker.
So guys, after watching that video, what do you think? Personally, I thought that there were some good points and some bad points, but I'd have to say the way of how she explains this, she explains it very arrogantly and very rude, and that's how she really comes across in my mind. And I'd also like to say, not all obese people eat unhealthy. I wouldn't really say it's a stereotype, but I would say it's a little bit overkill, because that is not really how it works. And by the way, this is just some Farcry 3 gameplay. And I don't really respect that too much, because you cannot just assume that all obese people are like that. There are actually a number of reasons why obese people are how they are. There's multiple reasons. There's another reason, like there's all sorts of reasons. It can either be from genetics, because well, if your genetics just make it way harder for you to do stuff like that, then that's not your fault. You cannot do anything about that. You cannot do a single thing about that, and I find that's really unfair of how she's speaking. Also, this is also gonna be positive in her way, because there are a few things I actually have to agree with her on, but not too many. So do not be mad at me, because there are a few things that I do agree on. There's also work. A lot of people get obese because they're stuck sitting down in chairs and stuff like that in work. You know, you have to get work done, because if you're not doing work, you might not even have time to do the gym while doing work. You have to do work, or else how are you supposed to live? How are you supposed to eat food in the first place? Also, I'd like to say another thing. I'm just going to say one thing. Everyone eats a lot of food. I eat a lot of food. I'm an athlete guy. I do football, I do track and field, and I do all those things, but I eat really unhealthy. I eat more unhealthy than all the people that I know that are obese. I'm being dead serious, and that does not make a difference. My genetics stop me from really getting anything. Also, I'd like to say another thing. Sometimes, if you're a child, I'm just saying if you're younger, or if you have someone else that's buying the food for you, or sometimes it can be on a rare occasion, you cannot buy your own food. So if you're not buying your own food, how are you supposed to monitor what you're going to be eating? You can't just starve yourself. That's the worst thing you could ever do. You never starve yourself, no matter what anyone says. That's the stupidest idea I've ever even heard of. And I don't really think it's fair how she does this. It's kind of unfair, but the things I do agree on are like, when she was talking about with like how someone got to sit down right next to her and how some people were like able to go up in front of her. The way how she explains it is rather rude, but I do have to say some of that stuff is truly unfair, and we're all humans and we should all be treated the same. So sometimes I do feel like we do give other people more attention than others, and I guess you could be mad at me for that, or you could not be mad at me for that. It's all up to you. But what I'm personally saying is that I don't really think anyone else should be able to go in line in front of you just because there's some different way. Because I don't really think that's fair at all. I don't. It's a completely unfair thing, and it just makes no sense. But I also have to say another thing. Not all things are like that. Some things are certain ways for certain reasons. You cannot say that people are helping other people get obese or get fat or anything like that. You cannot say that. It's because some people cannot control it. As I earlier mentioned, I mentioned genetics. You cannot control that. I mentioned doing work. You cannot control that. All those things you cannot control. So when you cannot control those things, how are you supposed to control whether you're able to go to the gym or not? It's not easy for everyone. It's barely easy. Nowadays, it's really hard to do all these things, and you have to be a really hard-working person if you even want to make that enough. Like it's unrealistic. Yeah, you may have a channel that probably gets you a lot of money, because my channel does not make me that much money. I'll tell you that much. And all I'm saying is, you should have been a little more polite about how you were saying it, and you should have looked at the proper topics. What you could have been saying is, and before I actually start saying that, let me just say one thing. Discouraging someone and doing all these rude things to them and shaming on them just because of how they are, and sometimes they cannot even control that actually, is not going to help them get any better. It's not. That's called bullying, and I should not even have to go into topics with that. And it even puts a bad perspective on stereotypes, and let me get into why. So, you know how people consider blondes really dumb and stuff like that, and all those kind of things, about how like they're all like the popular girls in high school, all these kind of other stereotypes about them. She makes it really bad by doing what she's doing, because she makes it seem as if like she's perfect or something like that, and that she knows the right way, and that she's bullying, and that just makes it really bad on her own. I wouldn't really say type of people, but I'd say mostly related to in genetics wise, like blue eyes or something like that. I'm not sure if she did have blue eyes, I forgot, but she did have blonde hair, and I thought that was kind of unfair. And I'm just like, well, that's you're not really helping at all. You did make a few key points, I will give you that, but overall you kind of failed because you failed to realize you're sure as hell not perfect. You're really not. So when she did that, I was kind of just like, I do know a few obese people, and I do know a lot of people like that. And you know what? I know that they cannot control it. That's how I'm able to have my own perspective on this and actually understand why this can be this way. Because I know how it is. I've looked at all these things. Now I'm not going to say I'm some sort of expert. I'm definitely not. But I am going to say I have seen things before. So I'm pretty sure I get a good idea, at least. So I really think the key thing on this right now is that she should have been a lot more fair. So for our final verdict, she should have been a lot more fair. She should have done this in a more positive manner, aka mood, and she shouldn't have been so blunt about it. She should have took into consideration all these different things like work habits, genetics, and when you're not buying your own food, you need to keep all those things in mind. Even if you have all that money, some people do not have all that money. No one has money growing on trees. Your channel is probably producing you a lot of money, because every 1,000 views, that's $1. Well, roughly around $1. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less, you know. And you probably make way more money, which means your lifestyle is probably way easier, because when you're doing YouTube videos, you can just make a whole bunch and you get to do it. You get to assign the work as soon as you're ready for it. And you can adjust yourself way more than what other people can do. So therefore it's easier for you. And your genetics probably also helped you out with that. So you cannot really be saying that and thinking that's really fair. Now you did make a few key points, but I have to say mostly I disagree with you on a large term, because what you did was kind of just unfair. It was rude, and I do not believe that you should have made a video like that. And I also, one last thing I have to say is I do not believe you should have deleted her account. She worked hard, and I know, do not be mad at me for this, but when I see someone that works hard on their channel, I think that their channel should kind of stay around unless they do something really bad. Because on YouTube, there's way worse things. Way worse things. You guys all know it. You guys have all seen it before. And you know there's way worse things than fat shaming. And it probably happens on a whole bunch of other channels, but since it got so many views and so many like dislikes and get stuff like that, they take it down. But I really don't feel like they should have took down her channel. I feel like they should have took down the video and done like some sort of like some other penalty, really, because I don't really feel like you should do that. That's a lot of hard work gone wasted. Yes, she made a mistake, but at the end of the day, we all make mistakes, and none of you guys can say that you never have, because that is a complete lie, and you know it. And I don't mean to swear or anything, but you are bullshitting yourself. You are not perfect, and you should know this. So for any of you that are just going based off of what other people are saying, kind of like how I'm doing this right now, I'm just going to say one thing. you need to understand one key thing in all this. There's a lot of opinions out there, and if you just take like one person's opinion and you don't look at every single opinion and look at all the facts and stuff, you're gonna get your minds diluted. You're gonna assume that she's a really terrible person. I don't know her personally. I do not know her in real life, but I will say one thing. She probably is a hardworking person. Now, I did say that she can adjust her schedule, but the point is she still has to get all the work done. So guys, take that into consideration. And this was a non-biased review until the very end, until I finally figured out. So I did it based off of all the information I knew, and that's how I got this all figured out. So I want you guys to all understand that. So the final verdict was the execution was very poor. And by very poor, I mean that she should have been a lot more polite. She should have actually looked at the variables and etc. So thank you guys for watching. This has been FPS Spartan Live, aka Apex Virus 83, signing off. Hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and game on, guys.